All right, folks, you were just listening to a little bit of Dead or Alive versus Justice with You Will DANCE and Spin Me Right Round, as well as
right round!
as well as Burnhouse covering good old Shout, and a little bit of Savant at the beginning there with Splinter.
Yeah, that is not a bad musical break. Anyways, my name is Recepin, and welcome back to the Weekly Trending Phantom Show and broadcast here in CKMS Sound FM 100.3 on the FM dial. But however, we are not broadcasting today on the airwaves due to our transmitter is still currently down. But however, folks, please rest assured that the station itself, in the powers it may be that runs the station, has actually purchased the parts that were necessary to continue broadcasting. But however, they have not made it across the border yet, and they will be shortly. And hopefully next week we broadcast live on the airwaves. But however, speaking about live, we're still broadcasting through our Rogers Television affiliate, which is 946 on the Rogers Television Network. And again, that's channel 946. Plus, on top of it, here is live the station's website, which is www.soundfm.ca. Plus, on top of that, the show itself, the Weekly Trending Phantom Show, has its own .com, which is www.wtfshow.com. And if you just base the /live component, you can see us doing live our own stuff here through our actual live television broadcast. Can we call it television? Who knows? But however, moving forward, basically, if you're tuning in for the very first time, thank you very much for actually finding us through your favorite media device for the interwebs. And basically, it's a fantastic show that encompasses everything between comic books, gaming, TV shows, and movie stuff, and everything else like that. So that being said, we just concluded a fantastic gaming segment where we talked about everything that's happening in gaming, and not a bad segment overall. That being said, we talked to the actual commercial break, our actual musical break, and we're going to be talking about some movie stuff. Movie stuff. So, with that being said, who wants to go first today? Got anything in your end, 2.0?
I got a couple of things.
All right, what do you got, man?
I want to hit up this one that just seems to be just way too funny.
All right, what is it?
Mr. J.J. Abrams.
Oh, yeah.
Seems to be playing truth cards these days.
Truth cards.
Yeah, he's come forth and said that he has screwed up on the reveal of Khan in Star Trek Into Darkness.
How interesting.
How is it that this man he steps up, he goes, "Hi guys, I know I did this movie, it happened, I screwed up.
It happened.
It happened, I screwed up, I'm
like
sorry, it could have been smarter."
A lot smarter, because remember my ranting and raving I was having with that when the movie first came out. Everyone's going, "But Recepin, it's a great movie." I'm saying, "No, it's poop."
No, it's poop.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, he's also come forth admitting that he's addicted to lens flares.
Yeah, I heard actually he's gone to therapy for that. So
he's gone to therapy for that now?
He seems to be on the actual mend when it comes down to his lens flare addiction, which is always good, if you know what I mean.
Yep. My question is, is this enough to get him off of Star Wars?
Well, this is the funny thing, and we were talking about this really briefly through the actual musical break there. As I stated before, unfortunately, I'm a little bit older than you, 2.0.
Okay.
And the thing is that for the very first time, I believe in movie history, I've never seen a director helm two franchises that are in competition with each other. And I find this to be very, very interesting and very, very conflicting. Because the thing is that if you have someone that's running Star Wars and Star Trek, you know, there's always been Trekkies and Jedi Knight Order people, whatever the nickname. Is there a nickname for Star Wars fans? Is there a nickname out there we're not aware of?
Star Wars fans.
Star Wars fans? There we go.
I haven't gone into any great detail.
Yeah, and of course, the question has always been, which franchise is cooler, Star Trek or Star Wars? And for the longest time, it's always been Star Wars, because Star Trek was very technical and very dry, sometimes boring, but it had that space opera aspect behind it, which people really enjoyed. Plus, on top of that, since it's covered with special effects and everything else like that, people go, yeah, it's cool. So you have this constant conflict between the two of them. Now, the thing is that J.J. Abrams popped on the scene, and I gotta tell you, with all the actual negativity that's been going on and all the fighting and everything else like that, Star Trek looks pretty cool now, if you know what I mean. And now you have the same director who is going off and now doing Star Wars. And the question is, can he bring a new level of coolness to outshine Star Trek?
But
which is very interesting.
The problem is he's just admitted to having these problems. He hasn't fixed these problems.
And now he's trucking on into Star Wars.
And now he's going to walk into Star Wars and he's going to have the exact same kind of problems.
Oh, heaven forbids, yes.
Is it possible that he's going to make some horrible reveal that, oh no, Yoda's now switched to the dark side? I mean, come on.
Or maybe put Yoda on steroids and have him the same size as the Incredible Hulk. That would be interesting, because kids like great big monsters.
A giant green spinning top of doom. Okay, I can get behind that. That's okay.
No, that works. All right, that's cool.
That works. But still, like, Yoda technically died in the last one. So how can you have him come back for the next one?
Because you have the Force. And through the Force, the actual ghost of Yoda can pop up, just like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay, so we'll have a
giant
aspect. Ghost of Yoda being a spinning top of doom on steroids, doing spinning top of doom. All right, okay.
Yoda smash!
I could see it. It could happen.
It could happen.
But still, this is really. Can't you find another director?
Well, that's the funny part. You would think with all the actual talent they have in Hollywood, there would be somebody in the recipient means somebody that could step up to the plate that has the actual same coolness as J.J. Abrams to actually helm this other movie, and thus having healthy, decent competition between the two franchises. But however, there seems to be a merging that's taking place in this confusing aspect of things. Like, as an example, to prove the point, I'm not quite sure people have noticed this or not, but however, there's an Easter egg that takes part for a very quick 10 seconds in Star Trek Into Darkness, where you see R2-D2 fly through the actual set for less than 10 seconds.
I don't know.
And the thing is that's literally thrown in there, and it's so quick, it's a wow. But R2-D2 is in Star Trek Into Darkness.
Is this going to be J.J. Abrams trying to blend the two together?
Mm-hmm.
He does realize that this will be a bloodbath.
I don't think he realizes that yet, but however, the future has not been written.
To all the Time Lords out there and all of you with DeLoreans, please go out there, fix this before it becomes too much of an issue.
Yeah, no, this is all just really, really even too silly, even for this old cool cat, if you know what I mean. But however, it is what it is, my friend, and unfortunately, the people in Hollywood these days are more judging things on paper versus what's going on to their wonderful, fantastic fandom heart that may be clogged with fantastic arteries known as Stephen King and, not Stephen King, sorry, George Lucas and Steven Spielberg and the rest of those fuddy-duddy guys, if you know what I mean.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Just imagine if George Lucas and Steven Spielberg got together to make Star Wars Episode 8. That would be interesting. Be very, very interesting. But, however, that will not happen, thank goodness. And the thing is that from there, yeah, interesting stuff. So since you basically balance this off with some J.J. Abrams, allow me to bounce back with hopefully something a little cooler.
Okay.
You ever heard of a director called Quentin Tarantino?
Yep, I'm definitely a fan of his work.
Perfect. Well, basically, I used to be a major fan. Now I'm just basically downgrading that to a fan. But however, he's bouncing back and talking about his new project, which he can't really talk about, but he can give us the actual genre he's going to be part of, which is a Western. Yahoo! And basically, Quentin plans to make a Western, but however, it seemed to be, this should be very interesting putting it all together because he's just finished wrapping up Tango Unchanged, if you know what I mean. So the thing is...
Django Unchained?
Tango, the Tango Django, the African-American cowboy that likes to dance to his own tune.
Yep.
And basically that brought in $425 million. So with this new production, it should be very interesting. Again, it should be interesting where he's going through with this. As I said before, he can't really talk about what's going on. Can't make anything too public. but that seems to be his next genre he seems to be heading into. Which is sort of like a decent fit, because there's a lot of Western stuff in Quentin Tarantino's body of work, especially look at Kill Bill and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting what he moves forward with all of this. And the thing is that could it be good? Could be Bull Von Escamate in the cardboard carton. But however, we're going to have to wait to see what's happening in those regards.
Hey, you never know. We could see Cowboys versus Aliens Part 2.
Jesus Christ. That would be deplorable on all levels. Like, Quentin like, ha, guess what? I'm going to change my name to M. Night Shyamalan, and I'm going to have myself a twist at the end. Cowboys and Aliens, yahoo! No. I was really excited for Cowboys and Indians, and I watched it. Cowboys and Aliens, and I watched it, and I went, wow, it's bad.
I have to say, the score was amazing.
You know what? Yes, I would agree with you. The score for that was pretty good. I liked the score. It wasn't bad.
It was a nice combination of, what was it, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and James Bond.
Yeah?
And you can hear that all blended together.
Exactly.
It was beautifully done. Beautifully done.
Yeah. And basically, and also, don't forget the comic book aspect behind it, because Cowboys and Aliens was based off of a comic book.
Oh, yeah.
So you have Star Wars, Indiana Jones, James Bond, and the comic book formula all blend together in this wonderful, I don't think you should drink it mix.
Yeah.
So, anything else near in there?
No, that seems to be it.
All right, no problem. I have one more bit of movie news. Actually, two more. I lied. Basically, with a friend of the show, known as Stanley, which we'll get to his interview eventually. Eventually. Yeah, we have the comic book legend been put on hold. But anyways, Stanley, a friend of the show, is actually talking about making a new movie project, which is very interesting. And with that being said, he's not talking a lot about it, sort of like a good friend, Quentin, who will become a friend of the show eventually. And the cool thing behind all this up is that he's got Columbia Pictures on board already. So the thing is that with Stan Lee pushing the tender age of 90 years young is producing this movie, which is very interesting. The thing is that before I actually came across this particular article, I did not realize that Stan the Man Lee is actually 90 and he's still doing shit. That's crazy, man. Crazy. What do you think about that 2.0?
That's unbelievable and awesome.
Yeah, and the thing is that we're very fortunate to have an interview with him. We did it over at Fan Expo. Again, we've been sort of dragging our heels on this because there's just so much backlog stuff that I've been really procrastinating on and doing. And I was hoping with the new Minions being here, they could relate some of the actual workload, so I don't have to worry about that too much. But, however, time will tell, if you know what I mean. But the bottom line is that, yeah, man, 90 years old, Stan Lee's making his a secret movie project, and I'm just completely blown away. And the things, to be honest with you, since he's pushing that old, this may be his last project. So we'll keep people in tune. Hopefully, to be honest with you, it's not part of his POW Stan Lee comic series, because those were all horrible. So hopefully it's a new, fresh look and take on things. Should be very interesting how this one moves forward. But however, again, Columbia Pictures already on board to produce this particular project. So should be interesting, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that being said, let's talk about the top 5 movies that went over the weekend, shall we?
Top 5 movies!
Top 5 movies! Hooray, yeah! All right, coming in number 5, opening over the weekend, called Homefront, coming in at $6.2 million. Plus, on top of that, down for number 3 to number 4. Best Man Holiday, coming in at $8.17 million. And unfortunately, down from number 2 to number 3, Thor, The Dark World, coming in at a cool $11.1 million. Now, we're going to hark back to almost summertime box office openings for this next particular franchise. And again, opening over the weekend, the Disney fantastic flick known as Frozen, coming in at $67.4 million. My gosh! Ooh. Wow! And for a November/December. Oh no, this is actually November because we're just like December. For a November opening, that's crazy cash, man. Crazy. And that thing on top of that, this is a family film too, so very interesting. So holding at the number 1 spot for the second week in a row. Movie I'm not too happy with, but everyone else seems to like it. The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, coming in at $74.2 million. And my God, it's amazing the crap that people watch these days. But however, it's November going into December. And I gotta tell you, I don't think this movie's gonna move too much because the blockbuster's opening up over the weekend happens to be Last Day on Mars, followed by Out of the Furnace with Woody Harrelson. And these are opening up in limited release.
Yeah, I definitely see Frozen and
Catching Fire!
Fire. It's going to be a tale of fire and ice.
Oh, yeah, pretty much. It'd be interesting what can come through this week. And also on top of that, here's a question for you 2.0.
Yep.
Are you familiar with the Spike Lee movie called Old Boy?
I do remember hearing some news
Did
about
that get
it.
released last week?
No, I don't think it was.
Okay, that's cool, because I thought it got released last week, but I wasn't quite too sure.
Yeah.
And the thing is that if it did, it didn't even open up the top 10 at all, only the top 5. So I'm thinking this movie will be coming up, but we'll do some more research into it and find out exactly what's going on with this, because as far as I can tell, people are not digging what they're seeing online, which is interesting. So yeah, so there we go.
Yeah, that covers that.
That does. So that's all the movie news we got today. Let's take a break, and we'll come back with some more weekly trending fandom goodness. How'd that sound?
Sounds good.
Perfect.